BOSS-E MAMAS Podcast. Welcome back to another long-awaited episode of BOSS-E MAMAS Podcast. I know it's been a while. I'm your host, Des, and I'm here with my lovely co-hosts, TT and Jess.
Hey!
Hey! So, how you guys been doing during this lockdown? How you ladies been taking care of yourselves, or how you guys just been feeling during the quarantine lockdown? And anything that's changed since the last time we seen each other? I know the last time we had a bunch of fun, and it's always good for us to see each other as mamas and hang out. But yeah, catch me up. What you guys been up to?
Jess, you go first.
Working. I still work. I'm an essential employee. I do medical billing, so I still go to work 3 days a week. They've cut my hours, so I'm working 15 instead of 40, so my paychecks are looking like bullshit. Outside of that, I am being a wonderful mom and wife in my head to these people, but in reality, I want them all to get away from me. I'm trying to learn new techniques to de-stress and relax and to cut out on drinking because quarantine got everybody drunks.
Yeah, they said alcohol sales are up 55%. Alcohol sales is up 55% right now.
I believe it.
I believe it too. I absolutely believe that. But I mean, outside of this shit, I've been trying to stay in a positive mindset. I've been trying to do self-care and everything, but it's hard when everybody's home and they are stuck to you like white on rice. So how are you doing, Des?
Woo! That was a word from Pastor Jess. Oh my God, no. I've been feeling the same way, and I keep telling everybody's like checking on me, and I keep telling everybody like I do this every day. I'm quarantined every day with 2 under 3, which is damn near 2 under 2 because you just turned 2. So It's been a lot, and it's interesting because Rose working from home, so he's here, so I have like a little bit more of help, but then on the other hand, I feel like I have a whole another person to take care of. So it's been a lot, and just like the idea of not being able to go anywhere, like I may not go anywhere, but I want the choice to be able to go somewhere.
Right. Right. Exactly.
It's too much, but I'm glad to hear you guys are doing well, and I'm glad to hear both you guys still have your jobs and are still working because people are really struggling out here. So
yeah, I know. Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah.
It's like at least you have that going on, and you don't even know how long that's gonna last because we really don't know how long this is gonna go on. So it's like, how many? With me, my business is closed, so it's like, how many more conference calls can we have about nothing? You know?
yeah.
Yeah. So it's really just day by day, and hopefully we can resume back to some type of normalness sometime soon. So.
Definitely. It's, yeah, like you said, it's day by day. So that's perfect segue into our topic that we're going to be talking about today, which is self-care with kids. Now, I'll be honest, I probably haven't self-cared in like an astonishingly long time because the stuff that I qualify as self-care is like just like having 3 meals a day or having like a snack that I actually want or something like that. So how do you guys even define self-care? Is it something like elaborate, something you pay for? Is it something as small as like a cappuccino you make yourself or something like that?
TT, take this first.
Right. Well, I have all of the above. Ones I pay for, like these nails that haven't been
Everybody show your nails.
I had to take mine off. I was pissed.
Me, self-care is all of the above, and a lot of my self-care I do pay for a lot of my self-care as far as massages and all that stuff, but with the quarantine, just being a little bit more creative. You know, I've talked to you guys about my writing in our journal, so that's really been important for me. Another thing too is me, and we're talking about self-care with kids, me keeping my daughter on the same schedule. I know because people don't have work and stuff, they're kind of like, oh, let the kids stay up till 1 or 2 in the morning. So for me to do self-care, I've been actually sticking to her schedule so that when she goes goes to bed at 9 or 10, I can just have some time to myself to ride, to watch a movie, to read, or to do whatever, like you just kind of still have to have that balance. I feel like everybody's kind of like off schedule with their kids, and that kind of is not really helping either, because it feels like, okay, you just with them all day long. It's like, okay, good night, so that you can have that time. So, I mean, I think that naps and bedtime, sticking to that has really been helping me to have that time to do self-care in the house.
I feel attacked. I feel personally.
What is a nap? What is a nap? What the hell is bedtime? I don't understand these things.
Like, what does she mean? That's a one kid kind of conversation, because
yeah. You hell miss me with that. You all the way miss me. Let me just get ready.
I know I'm flexing over here because I got the one kid, so I can time. I mean, if y'all with two, I can't. I just
Girl.
Weird flex. Weird flex.
It was an unnecessary flex, actually. Let's be real. I was attacked. I don't appreciate you right now. I love you. Keep that shit to yourself.
I feel very judged.
Those babies is over there staying up, huh?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like I have to make a whole new like schedule anyway. Like it feels like everything needs to be tweaked a little bit. So I feel like even myself, now that Rose working from home, he's in the bedroom. So like before he was home, I'm not trying to get up past 8 if I can. Like if I can lay in bed, I'm still gonna lay in bed. He's, as soon as it's 8, he's on the conference calls and he does sales. So they talk as loud as they can in their white voice. It's just crazy. So I don't even know. So then it's like thinking about telling a 2-year-old to do something just to be told no. And then I have a 7-month-old who's still breastfeeding. So I'm like,
yeah, you just let it go. You just winging it. Yeah, like just let it go. I mean, I've done that a couple of nights, to be honest. The other night I was like, you know what, you can stay up as long as you're quiet and you're not crying, whatever,
right.
Kind of thing. But it's difficult. I think it's really important to have that self-care during this time, though, because just mentally, it's a lot of pressure. Things is changing a lot for people. Even when you think about like going to the grocery store, it's like then you got to load your kids up, stand in line. It's
tactical. It's tactical. I got my boots on, I got my gloves on. I be thinking like, okay, I can't slip. If people start acting crazy, do I need to get out and run? Like, how am I going to smash out the parking lot? That's how I'm thinking.
Damn, that's tragic. I'm sorry.
I kind of like it though, because it keeps me on my toes. I feel like it's a little bit, I mean, because again, coming from not ever really leaving or doing anything, it's like a little bit of an adrenaline rush. But
she said, I'm excited. I feel like I'm on one of those stores. Go pick up your items in 10 minutes.
Oh my God, Jess, how are you doing? How are you? You're alive, so.
Yeah, how are you feeling over there?
I don't know. Self-care. Okay. So in the real world, self-care for me is getting my mind, my body, my spirit aligned. But due to the current circumstances, I bought like 10 facial masks. Okay. So when I get a chance, wait a minute, I put that clay on and I walk around and I scare those damn kids. And then I go in my room and I relax. But it's so hard because they don't have no damn routine right now. Their dad is laid off. I'm going in for 5 hours, 3 days a week. So it's really weird. Like, oh, mommy's back. Let's fuck shit up. Mommy can't even pee or shower. Same shit, different day. The only difference is last night, I ain't gonna lie, I got a little wasted, a little bit. My daughter went to bed like, I don't smoke because every time I smoke, I get fucking annoyed. So I was a little drunk-ish. I might have passed out in a bed, and then I woke up and it was 12:35. My daughter asked for meditation music, and I was like,
"She said, Mama, you need to balance."
What is happening? But I'm off today, so that was like the only way she got a pass, or shit, I gave myself a pass. But I have had to put meditation music on for myself and the kids during this quarantine, shelter and shit, because it's the only thing that will quiet my mind. And now it's the only thing that gets those kids to sleep. So as soon as I look at the time and it's looking right, YouTube, 11-hour meditation started. One will be knocked out, the next one in like 15 minutes. But I still don't self-care
Yeah,
because
exactly.
my
You
husband is
know
doing with this like layoff shit,
what?
thinking that I'm not taking care of the family. Like, nigga, everybody, oh, excuse me, Negro, sir, everybody is laid off. Like, it ain't just you. Like,
Yeah.
don't think it's great that I get to fucking go out and deal with these nasty ass patients coughing and hacking, and oh, it's not what it seems. And I can't wait to get a massage. I can't wait to get my nails done again. Like, I had to peel them off. Like, 2 fell off. 1, I hit the door twice and the bitch started bleeding. I was like, yeah, I'm down 3. Like, all right, let's rock these 7. And then
Step down,
7
step
turned
down.
out. For real. I was like, I can't do this no more. So I can't wait. Like, oh, I need a brunch day. Like, I started doing Sunday brunches, like virtual ones with my cousins. And I swear to God, it started at 11. By 11:30, we all fucking drunk and passed out because we're all tired. We all have kids. Or I have a couple cousins who ain't got men, and them bitches is just horny and tired of using their fucking vibrator all the time and want to tell us our problems. So we drink to ignore them. It's a lot of. Don't act like y'all ain't got the friends. We all have somebody to keep us warm.
That's why you need a quarantine bay.
Ooh.
It's folks gonna get syphilis and COVID at the same damn time.
Oh my God, you are too much. You are too much.
Y'all seen that meme of the side chicks? Y'all okay?
Right. They ain't got nowhere to stay. They ain't got nobody to talk to.
Girl.
Drink and chip on the
I think that's the funniest part about this whole quarantine thing. I do like that we all have like the same common issues. So stuff online, stuff that people are talking about, like it's all relatable. But all these memes like about how we're gonna crawl out of our holes like hairy and ugly, looking like cavemen, like it's hilarious. It's such like who knew 2020? I didn't think 2020 was going to be like this. I had my vision board made. 2020 was supposed to be popping.
Girl, 2020 is canceled. I need to ride back to 2019.
I know. Oh my God. Like 2019, I'm sorry for kicking you to the curb like that. You were misunderstood. I was ungrateful.
Right. Oh, y'all, that's hilarious. Well, you ladies need to start self-caring. Make sure y'all spend some time self-caring, okay? I'm trying to stay as normal as possible just for my sanity, but self-care with children at home during quarantine is super important. I ain't trying to throw none of these kids out the window.
Yeah, I know. I know. Well, that's the thing.
I mean, mine are older.
That's the question, especially for people who, I mean, depending on the schedules or kids or whatever else, like, when do you find the time? Because I feel like you will never find the time. You have to make the time. Mm-hmm. And if it comes to priorities, just like you said, it's like, sometimes you really don't feel like, okay, my self-care is a priority right now because I still didn't cook dinner and it's 9:00, or like the kids got to get a bit, like it's so much going on. So like, really, when do you make the time or find the time to make time?
For me, I am forever grateful and thankful that I got a man to help me out when I need it. Because when I am breaking down, I suffer from, I used to, I'm not speaking that into existence. I used to have depression, anxiety issues, all of that shit. So he sees when I start going dark, oh, I gotta help up, I gotta step up, I gotta help out, I gotta do something. So luckily, I'm able to have a partner who can read me, like, all right, leave mommy alone. I'm gonna cook dinner. Like, let her take a shower. Let her lay in bed. Give her some love, but get y'all black ass alone. It is not the day or the time. I feel so bad for all the moms that I know who don't have anybody.
I know.
Like, how? Like, why?
Who
How and
only
why
had
can't
school or who only had childcare or,
right? Or the grandparents that were watching the kids, or the aunties who are older and shouldn't be around people. It's all these factors that I'm more concerned about other folks than myself. Like, I'm straight. If I get this shit, I'm gonna be all right. Trust. But for anyone who has to take care of kids or have elderly they have to take care of, like, golly,
Yeah.
how do you even think about doing self-care in a time like this? Honestly, it's kind of, to an extent, it's not selfish, but it also, like, a little bit like, damn, here I am just trying to make myself feel good and look good when I have my neighbor who's not working, doesn't know how to feed their family, and I'm just over here flossing with my motherfucking face mask. Like, hey, how's it going?
Coming outside with your 24 karat gold face mask. She's like,
Girl, they getting annoyed with me because I keep playing music hella loud, spinning when the sun is out, taking my hair down, doing hella extra. They're like, yeah, we don't have jobs. I'm sure, shit, okay. You check the fuck out of me real quick. My bad. I'm gonna go back inside. But
But I
empathy.
think that it's important to spread that energy. I just feel like everything is so, like, kind of somber. Like, when you do go out and see people, like, people don't want to speak now. They just like, don't talk to me. Don't
like,
get
damn,
by
if I look at you, I'm going to get it. So I'm going to just.
me. Exactly. And it's like, I've been doing my best to be out when I am in public, just to smile and, like, give positive energy. Because at the end of the day, like, hey, I mean, if you end up getting in and something happened, I mean, shit, it's your time, you know. Like,
Right.
at the end of the day, like, all we really have is today, you know. So we're doing all of these preventative things to be like, oh, okay, well, we don't want to get something. And of course, no one really wants to be sick, but it's almost like, you know, where do we kind of draw the line where it's like, okay, where do we have normalcy, and that we actually are just, like, not necessarily not taking it so serious, but just not letting it affect our lives so much, you know.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the part of it that I really don't like, is like, you know, all of these things, the government's dictating where we can go, what we can do. And so that's why I've been trying to hold on to my normal life as much as possible, still get my hair done, still do stuff, the things that I can do, I want to do, just because it's my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
At this point, it's like, you know, let's just, I don't know, everybody's so weird these days. It's kind of sad for me, though, because I'm a people person. So this is hard for me to quarantine, because I really love being around people being around people and loving on people and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I know
it's
exactly
hard
what you mean.
to see people and you don't want to give them a hug because you're like, shit, is they tripping off corona, or it's like, it's just hard because you can't even really do, like, the ways that we really connect as people. Like, we can't even do that these days, and so it's really hard to stay connected, you know.
It is. Like, I'm almost wondering, like, after this, I mean, God forbid this lasts longer than, it's supposed to last. But I'm just, like, imagining if this lasts for months, like, and we come out of this in, like, October or, like, whatever else, like, are you going to have friends? Like, who's going to be around? Like, how is it going to be? Because stuff gets weird when it's just, like, through text or, whatever else. Like, you can really drift apart from somebody. So I'm very interested to see how, or maybe all of us will be, like, way closer and we all, like, run and hug each other like a human, or, like.
See, I have been telling people, I think that a lot of folks are going to have social anxiety once we come from this, because we're so used to now being in our house or amongst whomever we have in our home. Our only means of communication is through phone, text, computer. So when you get a chance to actually be among people, are you going to be able to do what you used to do and feel comfortable shaking a hand, giving a hug? Hey, let's meet up for brunch. And then you're kind of looking at each other like, this is weird. But you can get on the phone and text them like, girl, this shit is crazy. Like, this world is hell in a handbasket.
It's changing. Like you said, it is, and nothing's going to be the same. Even after we are allowed to go back in public, nothing's going to be the same, because until they come up with, like, a cure-all or a vaccine, people are still going to have this anxiety, and scientists could take years to come up with that, so it's like, I mean, everybody's going to be really on edge. Sometimes somebody cough, it's like, who the hell was that?
Yeah.
People are like that now.
I hope it
It's
just
like,
kind of dies off because, you know, we have the regular flu, we have other sicknesses and stuff like that. And in the grand scheme of things, like it hasn't killed like even nearly as much as like the regular flu or other stuff. So it's just like the outbreak of it, which is causing, it's really just like, you know, fear, like Titi said, fear and like that crisis energy that just kind of like, it makes people weird. It makes people weird and buy up everything in the store that they don't need, like baby wipes and shit like that. Like, I know.
Girl, how you been on a baby lunch journey? I got 2 packs left.
no,
No.
bless your heart.
Oh
It's
my
gonna be
God. You
tough.
might have to go outside and shake some booty or something like that for some wipes, because
Go to the liquor store. Every
For
liquor
my
store got everything.
baby. But no, they are buying up all the wipes though. It's been hard for me to
I'm
find
like,
diaper
what is that
wipes.
about? Like, I let y'all, the toilet paper was one thing.
I guess if people run out of tissue, they can use wipes. But it's like, at that point, just get a washcloth. You at the house.
They need
Right.
to verify who has kids, because we actually need them wipes. Like, I can't do a cloth 8 times a day with 2 babies. I need some wipes.
People are just stupid. It's a state of hysteria, unfortunately. And it's like 2 ends of the spectrum. Like, it's the people who are living in fear constantly, and then it's the people who still don't give a fuck. And I hate that I know, like, most of the people that don't give a fuck, because all they want to do is, like, hey, I'm about to come over. Let me see if you about to cough. If you cough, you can't come. If you don't, like, come on, I'm not tripping. But working in the medical field, I'm starting to learn so much more about this shit. And it's like, all right, I got to get a little bit more stricter.
Right.
Like, I can't keep having these people I know, like, come, even though it's like 1 or 2 at a time. But I got little kids. My dad is hella old. If I go to see him and I happen to be a carrier of this shit, he's none of. I had to threaten this nigga, first of all, because he likes to go out and still kick it with his hoes and go grocery shopping and not have gloves or masks. And I was like, listen,
Yeah, you got a
I
man.
have a funeral for you.
And only 10 people can come, so.
Next year, your ass will get cremated, and then we will do services. So either stay your ass in the house, give me a list, or die. Your choice. You really got 3.
She said I had to give it to him raw and uncut.
I was saying it nice. I was like, hey, you're old. You have an illness. Stay home. Hey, daddy, get your ass in the house. He just wasn't comprehending. But a lot of people I know who have older parents, because my daddy hella old. He's 70. Like, most of the people I know got old dads, mamas, and daddies. These motherfuckers are still out and about shooting shit like, oh, fuck it. I don't have a liver. Let's do it. I got 1 kidney. This shit's gonna take me out. Why not?
They're like, look, I don't live through the crack era. I don't live through Reagan. I don't like.
Hello.
Right. Yeah, there are some people that just don't care and they, continuing to live their lives or whatever. So, I think it's just all mentally. Like, we just all need to stay in a mental space where we can navigate through this pandemic.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's mind over matter right now. A lot of people are really having to spend time with themselves and really, have the opportunity to be still and think a lot and stuff like that. So that's why
we're gonna talk about that on the next episode, because a lot of time with yourself going on.
Exactly. So it's definitely time to do self-care. But so ladies, I know it's easy to get stuck dwelling in our current situation and everything that's going on in the world and the life's lockdown, and we don't know when it's changing. But what are some of the things that you guys are looking forward to when this is all over? I know the nail shop. But what else?
I actually had already planned to get a tattoo and a piercing. So I'm damn near about to find somebody before it's over and do a house call, because
what kind of tattoo are you getting?
I want a little butterfly right here on the side of my face.
On your face.
Oh.
YOLO.
Oh, such a gay.
Okay, you know some real shit.
Okay. A face tattoo is no big deal.
Right. 2 babies during the COVID. That's my Purple Heart. I deserve that. I'm gonna get it right there so everybody know. But
where's the piercing gonna be?
Probably my nose. I've had like 15 piercings. So. I took them out. I had so many piercings that I took them all out, and then now I slowly like miss them. But basically, I just feel like I've been wanting to. My image of myself is changing to where I don't feel like I have to fit in this like mom box anymore. You know, like the first baby, you feel a little bit pressured. Like, how am I gonna come off looking like this, or do I look too young, whatever? Like, it is what it is. So I'm just gonna go and do whatever I want to do, and yeah, be me. So I'll be that grandma like 40 years from now with hella tattoos and piercings and whatever else I want, and I'll have the story about how I got it on a house call during a damn pandemic. Jess, what about you? What are you gonna do?
So I had a trip planned for Vegas in March. It was 20 of us going, and these motherfuckers still want to go, and I don't. I'd rather go somewhere else. Take me to Jamaica, Hawaii. I want to be on a beach with a coconut bra sitting at my knees. I want to be free and buy some water. That's all I want. It's just to sit on a nice beach and let that warm water touch my feet, the wind just whipping in my hair. I miss that. I miss summer. I want us to have a summer. Like, if these people don't get it together and we're stuck in this fucking house.
Right.
Oh, yeah, no, it's over. You can't keep people in the house during the summer. That's not gonna work.
Oh, yeah. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be a riot. And I'm gonna start that shit because I need my beach.
In your
I need my nails done. Hello, Kodak,
Right.
Oh, and a massage. I want somebody to touch on my back and my neck and get them kinks out, and not the sexual kind, but the muscular kind.
Sure, Jess. We know what you mean.
Right. Yeah, I need the sexual kinks.
So, what are you looking forward to after we're let go?
I am looking forward to actually going back to work. My career is my baby, and I love what I do. So, and it's kind of, we're going back and forth, essential, not essential, because I do run an optometrist office, and people do need to see. So, but they kind of classify medical. If it's dental or optometry, is not necessarily essential, but it still is essential. People break their glasses, and what we do, given the gift.
Did you start running an optical? What?
Yeah, exactly.
When was I talking to you like?
The past 2 years.
You know what? I didn't know it was optical. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, eye doctor. So, and we sell glasses. So I'm excited.
I'm hearing every time you said that shit. Now I feel stupid. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm my fucking
drunk. She's drunk, y'all.
But I'm going back to work. I miss my coworkers and just my day-to-day life. It's pretty cool. Me being able to just simply like get dressed every day and stuff like that. Like, I'm just looking forward to that. Wearing my clothes. I went and did a little shopping before this happened, so I still got a couple things. I got tags on them. So I'm looking forward to that. I actually have a vacation plan in July to go to the DR with my girls again. So hopefully.
Oh. Guess who's a part of the girls now? Guess who the fuck coming?
Yeah, looking forward to that. And just normal life. My daughter turns 3 in August, so hopefully she can have some sort of normal birthday celebration. Yeah, so that'll be exciting. But just looking forward to things going back to normal, or as close to normal. We really don't know how it's gonna be, but I'm looking forward to those things.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about the kids' birthdays and shit like that.
They gotta eat cake at home by themselves.
Listen, my son
lucky if they get cake.
Month. I have one next month, the next one in June. I hope and pray that they can have parties, because these kids are gonna act like straight up dolphins if they don't get a party this year. So,
I'm helping, man.
oh no, Mommy, is it my birthday today? No, we're quarantined. We're fucking. Be glad you only have
the calendars. Change all the calendars in the house like 2 months back. Be like, no, it's March 7th. It's definitely not your birthday.
Oh, she don't give a fuck. My child gives zeros. She is worse than me, because we're going to Target every day during the shelter and quarantine, and she's getting a toy every goddamn day because her birthday is tomorrow. Every day. Her birthday's tomorrow. Oh, nothing. Fuck these kids.
Oh my God.
I love them.
I love the conversation. I love you guys. Like, I so miss this, and I can't wait for us to get back to our normal or our new normal or whatever after this. And I know that a lot of us and a lot of you guys are going through it out there. So we hope that this episode today kind of helped you guys, you know, take your mind off it for a little bit, get a little bit of break in what you're going through and a little bit of laughter. We definitely plan to make the best out of this time in different ways. We see, Jess, no, I'm just kidding. But but we would love to hear any suggestions that you guys, the viewers and listeners, have on what you want to hear us talk about, topics or comments, feedback, or guests that you might want to see or hear on our platform. We thank you guys. We love you guys. We just want to remind you to follow us on IG at BOSS-E MAMAS Podcast. That is BOSS.EMAMAS And you can watch our episodes anytime on our YouTube channel and our SoundCloud, BOSS-E MAMAS Podcast. Just over here. Like,
she like,
hey, I know sign language. I can get that shit popping one time.
That's what every Black sign language person say until they on the news talking about they over here like. Oh my God.
The news like nah.
All right, guys. Love ya.
Bye.
Love you too. Bye.
Love ya. Peace.
BOSS-E MAMAS Podcast.